Hello, virtual world lovers, beginners, and veterans. This is Gaffa. She haven't showed up before. Welcome to Second Life by Loff. Today we are going to talk about trolling, which is a very important matter, and I'll talk about 4 ways on how in Second Life you can avoid or eliminate completely trolling. Okay? If you find the video useful, please hit the like and subscribe the channel if you find the whole channel on the other videos useful for you. My goal is to show how diverse and useful and complete Second Life is to everyone, even people that haven't started using it before, and help beginners or veterans with some very useful tips and discussing some important matters about Second Life. If you want to get involved in a deeper way, you can visit our sim, Elysium Alive, where I'm growing and developing a community. You can just use the sim for free. Elysium Alive is about fun, freedom, friends, all of that. And if you want to really get engaged, get some resources for your projects, and get some help from us, you can also engage in Patreon and then inside Second Life and have a whole other level of engagement. Well, today's subject, it's a subject that comes with everything that has to do with the internet. Trolling is something that happens pretty much everywhere in the internet. And it happens, why? Because the internet has a balance. The way it gives you exposure, resources, friendships, communication, and content, in the same way it gives you harassment, trolling, discussions, drama, etc. Like any coin, it has 2 sides. So sometimes people get stuck with a bad side and doesn't remember there's a very good side that comes with it. And Second Life is just like anything in the world. Mainly because people hide behind an avatar, okay? Some people hide more, some people hide less, whatever. But if people is hiding behind an avatar, they can use that opportunities, and Second Life provides many places, events and opportunities, even stores and business for people to meet. Of course, it offers the ideal place for people who want to troll. Usually the ways people troll in Second Life, it's 3 different ways. They can push you with their avatar. It's nothing serious. There are no, unless you engage in menus and balls voluntarily, there are no active elaborate ways to troll you, like they touch you on this place, or they touch you on that place, or they do this or that, or they grab you from your hair. There are no specific gestures, not possibilities to do that in Second Life. It's just the avatar bumping and pushing physically against you, and it's just a bump, nothing more than that. But of course, it becomes really annoying when you are trying to enjoy it alone or with your friends, especially when you're starting. The other 2 ways, it's either by chat, they can chat publicly, everybody is reading what he is saying, and he is bullying you or insulting you in some way, or instant message that is private, but he can also be insulting you, bullying you in some ways. Especially if you are a beginner, they think they have more leverage upon you. And finally, with voice, you can be in a public place and they are in your LAN, and they can just arrive and start using voice direct. Even if you are not using voice, you are just ready for chat, you will listen what they are saying. If voice is activated, it almost is in public places, and that's also a way they troll. So there are many ways to troll, and sometimes they can get into your LAN and your home and be annoying in one or all of these ways. So how do you avoid trolling? I believe Second Life has a very good balance between the good and bad, and ways you can avoid these bad things as bullying, harassing, and trolling. And it has enough tools for that. And I hope to be useful by listing 4 ways you can prevent trolling from happening, or avoiding or eliminating it completely. Because the tools are all there. One of the way is, if you frequent public places, and some landing public places like places where it's beginners friendly, and they have tutors for people, but many public places you go, either it's private sims or either it's events or something more from Linden Labs, many of those places, they don't have what we could call an agent or a policeman or a security guard, someone that has all the powers in that land to eject and to ban the troll. Either he watches what's going on with you and he goes and ejects the troll, or you complain and he checks it out and he does it. So many places don't have it. So on those places, the only way you have to avoid is really don't go there. Don't go there, okay? In this case, there's not much possibility. Most of the public places, either from Linden Labs or most of the public places from private creators or people that have their lands, their venues, live concerts, bars, DJ parties, clubs, whatever. Most of the public places you will show up, they always have someone, either the owner of the sim is there, either some officer, someone with powers to eject the trolls. So expect, if you like to frequent dance balls and live concerts and bars and clubs and stuff, and even some stores, not all, there can be a lot of trolling in stores. It's not the most frequent thing that people complain about, but because trolls, if they show in a store, they will be waiting a long time until somebody goes there. So they go into the public events and those places, seems with more traffic. But most of these places I listed, they have someone there. It can be the barman, it can even be a dancer in the club, or someone who you can complain to, and they will totally eject the person and even ban them from the land, so he or her can never come back. So this is a choice you make on the places you go, okay? Look for places that have that feature, or avoid the places that don't have it. Someone who owns it or who has special powers. The other way, it's very important. I know many people who rent small lands. Sometimes they are renting the land, sometimes they are just renting the building, a store, a home, a venue, whatever. And when they rent it, the landlord, and I'm not talking about the landlord of the sim, I'm talking about the landlord, well, whatever landlord it is, the guy you pay the rental for that area can easily provide you a group tag. Usually rentals are associated with groups for many reasons and advantages, and this is one of those reasons. And you must make sure when you are renting a small area, small or big, a part of a sim, or even in mainland, you make sure your landlord provides you the power to eject anyone you want. It's your land, your rental, and that is something that some landlords do, some landlords don't pay attention to. So you just ask them, do I have a group or a group tag, or do I have a special role inside the group where inside this land that I'm renting I can immediately eject or ban anyone that comes here trolling. That's fundamental. And much of the trolling sometimes even inside homes or private places that people own happen because people don't have those powers, and the troll, the bully, stays there, and you have no way for him to leave. And that can be really annoying, but very easily, as I explained, avoided. Okay? The third way, it's when you have your own sim. Well, when you have your own sim is your land, you immediately have the power to eject, because if you're renting a whole sim, most of the perms will be automatically, you buy it, and will be automatically passed on to you. There are very few things a sim renter cannot do in the land. Eject comes along with the rental and with the perms, the normal perms, but sometimes ban doesn't come. And one thing is being able to eject someone. Another thing is avoiding that someone 5 minutes later or even 10 seconds later tries to come back. So ban is different from eject. Eject is very easy, by the way. Eject is just you right click on the person on you want to eject, and you have the option to eject. If you have the power and the perms on that place to eject. So make sure if you're renting a sim, besides ejecting, which is a given thing that you will have the power, besides that, make sure you can go into the region, and you can go into the ban area, access ban, and you can insert the exact name of the avatar. It's very important, this is very important, whenever you are being trolled, because you are not the person's friend. I don't see someone who is already your friend trying to troll you. Well, anything is possible, but you don't know the person, you don't have the person contact, it's not on your list. So make sure, after you notice you are being trolled, the first and most important thing, even you can go on his or her profile, open the profile and copy the name. Make sure you have the exact name. You can also report people to Linda Labs, but everyone in Second Life knows someone to be bothered because it was reported officially in the viewer and menus and Second Life feature, official report. Meh. It would have to be someone to being reported by 500 people and something was really wrong with that person, and then they probably would do something. Forget that part, honestly, unfortunately. But as I told you, you have enough tools. So the fourth one will be very simple. The fourth way to avoid being trolled or bullied, it's to right-click on the person's profile, open his or her profile, and down on the right side select block. You can mute, that's about communication, but if you block, you cannot see, the person cannot bother you anymore unless you are in one place and it's pushing you with the avatar physically, which we have already talked about. So these are the 4 ways. I hope I have helped you avoiding being trolled or bullied or harassed. I don't think any experienced person will consider trollings a problem. They went through it. Everybody was trolled once in a while, but they quickly learn how to deal with it. It's not a game breaker. Okay, if you follow these 4 very simple lines. I hope you have a very wonderful Second Life with no bullies, no trolls, no stuff like that, and no harassment. But remember, as soon as you see you're being trolled somehow, first thing, open the person's profile and copy the exact name so you can give that name to the owner of the sim so it gets ejected, or you can report it, or later you can tell the owner it was this guy, or if you can only eject and cannot ban, then you give the sim, the landlord, the name, please, this guy doesn't leave me alone, I ejected, but I cannot ban him from the sim. Sim owners that own several sims, they have an estate which allows the several sims. they can automatically ban those bastards from all the sims, and that's massive. Okay, well, I hope I helped. I helped veterans, and I hope I helped especially the newbies. See you on the next video. Bye bye.